presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are St. Louis.
This is St. Louis Cardinals baseball. And tonight, it's the first of 4 from Miller Park in Milwaukee. The brats on the grill, they're tailgating. It's the St. Louis Cardinals and the Milwaukee Brewers. And welcome to Cardinals baseball. That's the Matt Hungarian Al Raboski. I'm Dan McLaughlin. Jim Hayes is here as well. Kyle Davies will get the start for Milwaukee tonight. Very good against St. Louis a year ago, his rookie campaign. For the Cardinals, they counter with Carlos Martinez. Last time out against the Yankees, it was a wild start for the Cardinals righty.
It really was. It just ended up with 11 strikeouts, 8 walks in the first couple innings. There was not a ball put in play, until I think it was the 11th batter of the sequence. He was either striking you out or walking you. And Carlos is still looking for his first victory this year.
A big story in baseball. Eric Thames now wearing the Milwaukee Brewers uniform. Spent 3 years in Korea after starting out in the American League. Signed a 3-year contract with the Brewers back in late November. And this guy has been on a tear.
He really has, Dan. He's hitting over 400. He leads the National League and tied for the Major League lead with 7 home runs. The guy is really just starting to drive the ball. When he was younger, he's 30 years of age now, but he's younger, you could get him out on off-speed pitches. But going to Korea, seeing so many breaking balls, now he's learned to hit them.
Speaking of home runs, Dexter Fowler with 2 of them yesterday. He leads it off tonight for the Birds. Our first pitch, the Cardinals in recent history have dominated Milwaukee. They've won or tied 16 straight series against the Brewers. Meanwhile, Zach Davies, rough start to his rookie campaign in 2016. Same can be said this year, 2017. And the Milwaukee Brewers, well, they're hitting a bunch of home runs and extra base hits. 66 extra base hits this year. Speaking of home runs, the Cardinals hit 22 last year against the Brewers by 13 different players. Does it carry over to this season? We're about to find out. Baseball on Fox Sports Midwest is brought to you by Bud Light, famous among friends. By Academy Sports and Outdoors, proud sponsor of the St. Louis Cardinals. By Chevy Silverado, the most dependable, longest-lasting full-size pickups on the road. Find yours at your local Mid-America Chevy dealer. And by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. Roof is closed on a very cold night here in Milwaukee. And along with Al Raboski, I'm Dan McLaughlin. Jim Hayes is here as well, and away we go. The first of 4 against the Brewers. And the first pitch is taken for a ball by Dexter Fowler. The switch hitter with a couple of home runs in the finale against the Pirates yesterday. Cardinals lineup: Fowler, Diaz, and Carpenter. Then Piscotty, Molina, and Jerko, Grichuk, Wong, and the pitcher Carlos Martinez. The Cardinals come in hitting as a team just .210, which is second from the bottom in the National League. And really, you know, you look at the sweep of the Pirates, the Cardinals did not hit in that series, but boy, did they pitch.
They sure did. They pitched very well. They only scored 6 runs, 3-2-1 victories. Cardinals have never done it 4 games straight. Hit 200 as a team, Dan, but it was nice to see Fowler get off this night.
And Dexter pops one foul and down the left field line. A lot of Cardinal fans right behind the St. Louis dugout here at Miller Park. There's Zach Davies, the 24-year-old from Washington. Last start allowed 3 runs in 5 innings against the Reds. He took a no decision in an eventual 7-5 Brewers loss.
Dan, he's 6 foot 155, and he has to make pitches on the corners. He can ill afford. He's not a hard thrower. He's got to keep you off balance. Remember last year, Brandon Moss, who struck out 4 times against Davies, said it was the best changeup he ever seen. And that put him on that downward spiral.
3-2 pitch is grounded into the shift. With 2 strikes, the Brewers putting 3 men on the right side of the infield. That was taken there by Travis Shaw, their third baseman. Around the Horn is presented by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Braun, Neuenhuis, and Santana in the outfield. Shaw, Perez, VR, and Thames on the infield. And Jet Bandy is the new catcher here with the Milwaukee Brewers. Aledmys Diaz broke an 0 for 18 yesterday as a pinch hitter with an infield hit. That shouldn't be surprising. He had 24 infield hits a year ago, and only 2 of those were bunts.
Remember, it seemed like a lot of times if they threw him on the inside part of the plate, he'd turn on it and hit a ball out. Off speed.
And a base hit into center.
He would be off balance, and he would get one of those a running start and get those infield hits. But I asked him today before the game, I said, you like this ballpark? I was thinking about the infield, and he just, no, it's great to hit here.
They love the hitter's background. The players talk about just the solid black in the background. They pick up the baseball. They love it here. And it's always going to be warm in here, too, one way or another, even if it's cold outside. Here's Carpenter hitting .225. 1 home run, and he's driven in 4. He had .379 against the Brewers a year ago.
A lot of extra base hits, too.
Showing bunt and looks at a strike.
Talked about Kyle Davies having this slow start. He did that at 16. Now he's off to a slow start. But last year, you know, after he got that 0-3 start, he won 11 ball games.
Right.
So, and pitched extremely well against the Cardinals.
Runner at first is Aledmys Diaz. Carpenter missed the first 2 games of the Pittsburgh series with the sore ring finger on the right hand, and played yesterday. And I talked to Matt in the clubhouse today. He showed me the finger, and they actually took basically what would be a clothespin, put it through the nail to release the blood and relieve some of the pressure there on that right hand.
Yeah,
Said it was really painful.
I've had it done 3 different times where they would take a paper clip, open it up,
sure,
heat it up to make an indentation on the nail, and take a drill. And believe me, when they get through the nail and they find your flesh, it hurts.
Oh yeah.
But that alleviates the blood and come pouring out on the road to recovery.
Runner goes, and a throw to second, no throw. And a stolen base for Diaz, his 3rd.
That's good to see. Now you got Bandy who's catching. That's he's only caught 1 of 7 steal attempts this year, but he's noted as a defensive catcher. And they say Davies does a pretty good job of holding you on, but it's a good jump right there. And with a little bit of a mishandling, Bandy had no chance to even throw it.
The count on Matt Carpenter, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Runner in scoring position. Matt said his finger's probably about 80%. Said it's good enough to swing the bat. He said my grip on that bat may not be as good as it might be normally if I'm 100%. And in terms of throwing the baseball, he said if I was a pitcher, I wouldn't be able to pitch because I wouldn't be able to throw a changeup with that ring finger like that. But the 2 on the 2 seams going across the diamond, he said he's okay doing that.
Sure.
An off-speed pitch and a strikeout of Carpenter, the first strikeout for Davies tonight. Hyundai pitch arsenal here on Zach Davies. Fastball, Al mentioned a good changeup, a cutter, and a curve.
And you see that fastball, he doesn't throw hard, but he has the good sinking action on his 2-seamer. And then he'll get you with those off-speed pitches. That's the first of what should be many, many strikeouts tonight. Not so much for the Cardinals, but a whole bunch where Carlos Martinez should get against the Brewers.
Here's Piscotty. And that ball gets away from Bandy. And advancing to third, Aledmys Diaz. Bandy was part of a deal with the Angels, acquired in the Martin Maldonado deal. And tonight his 10th start behind the plate as he made his first opening day roster. And this is the first time since 2009 we talk about a catcher not named Jonathan Lucroy or Martin Maldonado behind the plate for the Brewers.
Yeah, it's a little strange without seeing Lucroy.
He was traded to Texas a year ago. Stephen Piscotty, this is his spot since the beginning of 2015. 373 with runners in scoring position.
I think he's talking about the second baseman. It's directly right behind the pitcher, and he's trying to see the umpire to move the second baseman. That doesn't work. He can do whatever he wants. Now he moves it a little bit. So
I've always talked to players about this and how distracting it is, and they say you just try to focus on the pitcher. That's the best you can do. And that second baseman is moving again. He started on the shortstop side, then moved to the second base side. And our home plate umpire is also our crew chief, Ted Barrett, and he may tell the second baseman to be stationary.
Well, why would that be not just part of the game? I mean, I don't think you could tell an umpire could tell a positioning change positioning for a player, and that's what counsel's arguing right now. It's obviously gotten the head of Piscotty. They have shifting on every single hitter.
And I think what VR is trying to explain, I'm shifting on the pitch too. Off-speed pitch, maybe left side, fastball to the right side. Could be.
Could be. But I mean, then you kind of telegraph that to
absolutely,
to the Cardinals. But he appears like he's right in line with the pitcher.
Moved briefly. Couple of steps to his left, and clearly this is a distraction for Stephen Piscotty.
Well, that's the thing. We've never seen Piscotty, be upset like this. So it's also gotten in the head. So that's just part of the game, isn't it?
2-2 the count. Runner at third, and a swing and a miss. So back-to-back strikeouts for Zach Davies, and the Brewers coming up in the home half of the first. The offseason, so the Milwaukee native will be in uniform and in that dugout through 2020 for the Brewers. His lineup features VR, Thames, and Braun, then Shaw, Santana, Perez, Neuenhuis, Bandy, and the pitcher Davies. The last start for Carlos Martinez, it was one of the oddest starts of his young career. First inning, walked 4, struck out 3, saw a run score on a wild pitch. All told, he struck out 11, allowed a career-high 8 walks in 5 1/3, and made a little history along the way as he joined Wild Bill Callahan as the only Cardinal to strike out 11 and walk 8 in a start.
Well, we could call him Wild Carlos now, huh? But it really was a weird start. One thing I noticed in that start is You know, we've always tried to say he's got to calm down a little bit, not be so animated. I thought he was too calm. And he looked like he fell a lot towards the first base side.
I thought he looked disinterested at times.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. It's
Yeah.
almost like, you know, give me that life.
That we've come to expect.
Starting out the same way.
2 balls, no strikes. Loves pitching at this ballpark. Last 5 starts, think about this. He has struck out in this ballpark 49 Milwaukee Brewers. And there's a base hit for VR, who can absolutely fly. Last year led the league in steals with 62.
I think that kind of surprises you, doesn't it?
Around the Horn is presented by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Grichuk, Fowler, Piscotty in the outfield. Jerko is playing in and over at third base. Slap that by him. Diaz at short, Long at second base. Carpenter at first, and Molina is behind the plate. And it brings in Eric Thames, who's hitting .408. That's second to Freddie Freeman, who's batting .440.
7 home runs, 13 extra base hits. There's a quick throw over there. Good test for Molina with VR at first base.
First base umpire is Angel Hernandez.
In perfect position.
And it gets away from Carpenter. And VR to second base.
Dan, there were several times last year when Carpenter moved to first base that it almost was as if he was not realizing the potential of a throw to first. This one, it seems like it should be caught a little bit wide, goes off his glove, but that's got to be caught. I know you're expecting a perfect throw to chest high or something, but it's in the vicinity. You got to catch that ball. Even if you have to vacate the bag, don't worry about trying to tag. Catch the ball is primary to keep him from going to second.
Thames, first game yesterday, did not record a hit. Was on base with some walks. His on base percentage is at .500.
Dan, the last 3 years he went to Korea, and just, you know, he was a prospect signed originally from Toronto, went to 4 different organizations, never really hit much. And the problem was he couldn't hit an off-speed pitch. They thought they could bust him inside and throw off-speed pitches to him, but going to Korea, he's learned how to hit the off-speed pitches.
Here's a 1-0 pitch by Martinez. Base hit into left. VR started back to the bag at second. And the throw comes in, and it's cut off by Martinez. And it's runners at the corners, nobody out.
Left-handed batter. They've got the shortstop closer to behind the bag, and he shoots for the hole right between second and third. VR has to go back because he didn't know where the shortstop was. He initially thought it was going to go right to the shortstop. But Diaz was playing up towards the middle, so it goes on through.
The error, by the way, was not on Martinez. That was charged to Carpenter, his second.
That's what I thought it should have been.
Ryan Braun is 8 for his last 16 with 2 doubles and 2 home runs. Did not play yesterday. Last year popped 30 home runs. Good fastball by Martinez at 95.
Ron, such a fixture here. They tried to trade him to LA last season, and it didn't materialize, but you can see how the Cardinal pitchers have really controlled him.
Last year he hit .305, led the Brewers in average. Chris Carter led their club in home runs with 41.
How about that, Dan? You have a guy that ties for the National League lead in home, I guess a Major League lead in home runs at 41, and then you trade him, or you don't tender him a contract. And that's how Thames came over here.
Really taking a chance too. I mean, you had a given. You know that he's going to strike out a lot, but It's going to give you some production as you saw last year.
Well, and they've got a team full of sluggers right now that are going to strike out a lot. But they thought he was going to make about $10 million in arbitration.
Here's a ground ball chopped towards third. And you've got Ryan Braun making $19 million this year. Matt Garza on the DL, $12.5. So those two account for nearly half of the Brewers' payroll. It's not a high payroll as they are trying to rebuild here in Milwaukee.
And one thing they are doing right now, they're stockpiling a lot of prospects. Their farm system, at least they think it's loaded with prospects.
Some rated as the #1 team in terms of prospects. A swing and a miss and a strikeout of Braun. Missouri Lottery Fox Tracks.
Good slider right there. Do everything in, then you get a hitter to back up a little bit. He's not going to dive across the plate, and that's why he went swinging at a ball that was a foot outside.
7 of the 8 walks against left-handed hitters over the weekend against the Yankees, and now he gets Travis Shaw, who has 14 hits on the year. 12 of the 14 have gone for extra bases. Shaw came over from Boston this past offseason for reliever Tyler Thornburg.
They got not only Shaw, but I think they have what, 3 more players and a player to be named. Thornburg, okay, he's talented, but that's quite a haul.
He has 7 doubles to start this year, second most in the league. And he drives one out to deep right. 3-0 Milwaukee and a long home run. Travis Shaw, his 5th of the year.
.16 RBIs, and that may be the longest ball we've ever seen hit in this ballpark. Goes to the back row of the second deck.
Exit velocity at 113.
Oh, that's a monster blast, and there was no doubt about it. Watch how this ball goes right underneath the Miller Lite deck, back row.
And it brings in Santana, pops it up. Carpenter over near the stands, and he comes up with it. Nice play, Matt Carpenter. Well, that's a good play.
That was a real good play. It looked like he had enough time where he could have gotten behind it and made it a little easier on himself, but ends up in his glove in a nice play. Watch him come here. He's looking up, checking where he is in the stands, and now he reaches for it. Remember, you have the roof is closed here. Makes it a little more tricky. It's not like the old days in the Astrodome where you really could not take your eye off a ball when it went up in the dome.
It was the second home run given up by Carlos Martinez this year. Hernan Perez hitting .194. He's at short tonight. He's played right field, shortstop, third base, and center field to begin this year.
Garcia is last year their #1 prospect in the minor leagues, is their everyday shortstop. He's getting a day off.
Three balls and no strikes. Perez played for Venezuela in the WBC. And it's a walk with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first.
Derek intently watching, and Dan, you know, like I said, that he, was kind of not showing in much motion. I think what you've said, disinterested, is a pretty accurate description of what we're seeing from Martinez, and that's disturbing.
So 2 outs and a runner at first. Neuenhuis is 0 for his last 16. The former Met. Tell you what, that home run hit by Shaw, I think I would agree with you, from this side of the plate, left side of the plate. I can't recall one that we've seen at this ballpark go that far.
A few hit the batter's eye, but for a left-handed batter, I think we're accurate.
Wow. Here's an 0-1 pitch. 1 ball and 1 strike. What concerns you is that the Cardinals now trail 3-0. Normally you'd say, well, what's the big deal? First inning, this team can come back. The problem has been a lack of offense. And even though the Cardinals again won 3 straight over the Pirates, the offense wasn't there.
No. Very good starting pitching, good relief work. A few times they had to escape jams, but they did so. I did like what, with Diaz stealing, is, try and manufacture some runs. If you're not scoring runs, that's what you got to do.
Outside. 3-1 the count. Carlos has the Bo Derek look going right now.
The other day I walked up to him and said, your hair really grows fast.
A 3-1 pitch on its way. And it's back-to-back walks in another long first inning here for Carlos Martinez. Out to visit Derek Lilliquist.
Sometimes your pitching coach will come out and be like a priest. Other times, Mother Superior. Sometimes you got to get in their face.
I think it's the latter right now.
Right now. And also Yachty was a little stern with a few comments too.
So I mentioned earlier that Jeff Bandy is now the everyday catcher for Milwaukee. Maldonado with the Angels. Lucroy's with Texas. As he made his first opening day start, Bandy did here with Milwaukee, and his backup is Andrew Susac, who was with the Giants a year ago. So runners at first and second.
Boy, where's that pitch?
Well, when you're not around the plate, as we always say, you don't get those borderline calls, do you?
No, you don't. Ted Barrett was a home plate umpire, the crew chief.
And there's a strike. Outfield is straight away. Long bottom of the first. Pitch number 24 upcoming here for Carlos Martinez. And that's hit out of play. It's Cedar, the third base coach, flashing the signs for Milwaukee, and I know that's one of your favorites.
So I say it.
Yes, why not? Bring some levity to this.
I asked if he took those glasses off, if the nose came with it. He's a good guy. Remember, I went out and got some of the glasses with the nose on it. Did an interview with him, told him I said it, and we turned around, I had it on. And
I couldn't believe that you said it, but then it was great the next day.
He was thrilled to death to get his name mentioned.
Here's a 1-2. 2 balls in, 2 strikes. Inning started with a base hit by VR, base hit by Thames, strikeout of Braun, 3-run homer Shaw. Santana made it out in foul territory in the glove of Carpenter, and then back-to-back walks. And the 2-2 to short, clubbed by Diaz, and a flip to Wong. Nice play, and led Miss Diaz. Home run by Travis Shaw, his 5th of the year. Already has driven in 16. Long one into right, a no-doubter. After one here at Miller Park. Brewers on top, 3-0. Coffee, fountain, frozen drinks, any size drink, just 50 cents the next day. And On the Run, when the Redbirds score 6, keep the celebration going. Stop by On the Run tomorrow for a thirst-quenching win. You earned it. So the Cardinals have fallen behind 3-0 as we move to the top of the second. Yadier Molina, Jed Jerko, and Randall Grichuk for St. Louis.
The good news is they got plenty of time to catch up and go ahead.
Outfield is straight away for Yadi, and the first pitch is strike. Zach Davies, good numbers against the Cardinals. 3 career starts against St. Louis. He's given up just 4 earned runs in now 22 1/3 innings. That's an ERA about 1.50. As a matter of fact, in one of the starts last year, he struck out 9. Already has struck out 2. A ball and 2 strikes.
He's a pitch maker. You know, he can ill afford to be in the middle of the plate, so he's going to really try and work the corners, keep the ball down. I think you got to be ready for one of those fastballs, though.
Molina to center and a base hit. Cardinals have their second hit of the night. One of the Redbirds with good numbers against Zach Davies coming to the plate. Jed Jerko, 5 for 8. A double and a home run a year ago against Davies. And again, if you missed the pregame show, the news of the day is that Johnny Peralta is on the disabled list. And Tyler Lyons has been activated and available tonight in the Cardinals' pen. It's a respiratory illness that Peralta is dealing with. Then got some medication that made the issue worse, so he's on the 10-day DL. Upper respiratory infection. John Mozeliak, we were in the dugout visiting with him, and he said they actually drew blood this past week, and those results came back with the infection, and he's going to miss some time.
Something was wrong. You know, he looked good in spring training. It was about the 3rd week of spring training where they started coming up with a problem. Mentioned Jerko has good numbers against Davies. Maybe that's what we need to do. Just have one guy go out there and particularly now make this a 1-run deficit.
Here's a 1-1 pitch. Two and 1 the count. Cardinals have won 28 of their last 38 games at this ballpark.
It's amazing how the Cardinals have come in here and just destroyed them.
They won 13 of the 19 matchups a year ago. The 2-1 pitch.
See that fastball there, 91 miles an hour, but he sees so many off-speed pitches, he kind of catches you by surprise. You still got to go up there looking. He's going to give you 60+%, two-seam fastballs.
The 2-2. Drilled out to deep left field, going back Braun, and it is off the wall. Molina to third base, Jerko to second, and so Jed Jerko, his second double against this starter Zach Davies. That makes him now 6 for 9 in his career.
And he got a pitch that was elevated, and he jumped on it. Braun thought that ball was going to go off the wall, so he was playing for the carom, and it looked like it bounced short of the wall. But it got out of here quickly.
Academy Sports and Outdoors leaderboard. Most consecutive series won or tied against any opponent. This is an active streak right now in baseball. And the Cardinals against Milwaukee, 16. That's an incredible number. Grichuk second on the team in RBIs with 7. Talking with Randall in the clubhouse today. He said, whether you want to believe me or others want to believe me, I am very, very close. I'm starting to figure a few things out. He said he was a little surprised how Pittsburgh challenged him up in the zone with that fastball, and that they said, hey, tip my cap. He said, I got to lay off that pitch. It's the fastball there.
I would think this would be a tough pitcher for Randall, and it's kind of interesting pitching away with, on that second pitch with the 3 men on the left side of the infield. First baseman way off the line.
2-0 pitch to Grichuk. 3-0.
The reason I thought it, and see, that's where Randall's saying that I'm close because I'm laying off those pitches now. Where a year ago you could bust him inside, getting conscious of that. Then if you got 2 strikes, throw a breaking ball foot outside, and he was going to swing at it.
And he said, I really feel I'm making better adjustments with that slider and breaking ball. Not to say it's always going to go in my favor. As he draws a walk. He said, however, though, I am getting closer. And that is a good sign for a guy that does not walk very much. Bases loaded for the Cardinals. First 3 have reached, and it brings in Juan.
Great opportunity for Colton to make a statement here.
Did have a home run in the Pittsburgh series. He's batting 171.
He's hit 7 of his 29 home runs against the Pirates, including 2 walk-offs. He has a home run off of Davies, too. Wouldn't that be nice?
First pitch to him. A ball outside. But this is what Davies does. Little in, little out. Usually nothing over the middle of the plate. Just kind of picks.
Well, he has to.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the velocity where he can throw it down the middle and challenge somebody. So he's got to hit the corners.
One and one the count on Colton Wong. Pitch at 91 miles an hour.
And Dan, when you look at his problems he had last year, he was 0-3 to start the season, 0-2 this year. I think it's just still in that trying to get into that finesse of being able to spot the ball. You don't think of him as somebody that would be wild and walking many, just always throwing strikes. He's got that good feel for pitching, which he has to because he doesn't have the stuff. He's only 155 pounds, too.
A 2-1 pitch. Wong hits it down the right field line. That ball is fair. One hops off the wall. 2 runs will score. Grichuk racing in. Relay to the plate. No throw. Wong to third, and this game is tied.
That's a statement we were looking for from Kolten Wong. A lot of Cardinal fans usually show up here, but that was what you want. A bases clearing triple down into that corner. They did bobble the relay, but I don't think they were going to be able to throw out Grichuk at all. That changes the game pretty well, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. New game now. A single, a double, the walk, and now a triple by Kolten Wong. Fun to watch him run. No hesitation. He's going for 3.
And I've heard you say it before, but when Kolten Wong does something early in a game, he usually has a totally good game.
Does seem to be the case with him for sure. That's fouled back off the bat of Carlos Martinez. Nobody out. Runner at third. Carlos 0 for 4 to start the young season. One pitch. 0-2. You would also hope that this becomes kind of a, for lack of a better way to put it, a slap in the face to Martinez and say, hey, wake up, let's go, get it going.
That's right. Your offense has gotten you right back out there. So a lot of times, you'll give it up and you'll go tell the guys, hey, give me a lead and I won't lose this one.
0-2 pitch. Taps it foul.
Could help his own cause right here too, but probably going to see a steady diet of off-speed pitches or try to get him to expand the zone.
0-2 the count. Runner at third is Kolten Wong. Fowler on deck. Game now tied at 3. You have to go back to the 2015 season, the last time that Kolten Wong had 3 RBIs in a game. One and 2 the count. Martinez pulls it foul past Chris Maloney.
Also, with Peralta going on the disabled list, you would think that Jerko and Garcia will get a lot of the playing time over at third base, and they have mentioned that the possibility that Carpenter may return to first or third base. He's been taking reps the last few days there, ground balls.
Here's a 1-2. 2-2. At times that low pitch has been a strike early on in this game, and that one not going in the favor of Zach Davies. The 2-2 pitch put in play, hit to second. Infield was drawn in, and with nobody out, Cardinals don't take that chance, and it's the first out here in the top of the second. Dexter Fowler started out, began the year 7 for 53, but we have noticed much better at bats here in the last, I'd say, 4 to 5 games.
He's really starting to drive the ball too. Not only the 2 home runs, but he had a triple in the Pittsburgh series. Good opportunity for him here to give the Cardinals a lead.
1 out, runner at third. And a swing and a miss.
Dexter looking for his first hit off of Davies.
One and 1 to count. It was the 4th career multi-home run game yesterday for Fowler as he went 3 for 4 with those 2 home runs and then later an infield hit.
Curveball, then the changeup.
The 1-1 and a strike to Fowler.
Fowler didn't agree with that.
Dexter takes the breaking ball low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Already the pitch count for Davies at 45.
You can see this is how he normally pitches. Everything is down, but you know they're either in or away.
The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. 3rd strikeout for Davies. It was this time last year we saw Aledmys Diaz in his first 50 at bats hitting over 500 in the major leagues. And after snapping the 0 for 18 as a pinch hitter yesterday, he singled his first time up in this ball game and then stole his 3rd base. Good play by Bandy to keep that in front.
He smothered that ball.
Well, as many breaking balls as Davies would throw, that could be a factor for Colton Wong to score on a wild pitch.
Good point, but Bandy has a reputation of being a better defensive catcher than offense.
3rd baseman playing back. Wong can get a big lead.
Curveballs, changeups now. You know, changeup, the arm action, the same as his fastball. That's why it's so effective.
1-1 the count on Aledmys Diaz. One and 2. It's interesting, the Milwaukee Brewers carry 1 lefty, and that lefty is not in their bullpen. It's an all right-handed bullpen, as Malone is a veteran and a lefty that's in their rotation. That's it. The 1-2.
I talked to Greg Counsell, the manager of Milwaukee, about that. He said, well, we get some righties that can get left-handed batters out. Malone did start in the bullpen, but then when Guerra got hurt, he moved into the rotation, and he pitched yesterday in Chicago. But why put a lefty out there if you can't get lefties out?
Sure. Here's a 1-2. Diaz pulls it foul. Brent Sutter started last August 19th, a left-hander. It had been 474 games between starts by a lefty. That was the 2nd longest streak in baseball history. The longest was 681 games. The Dodgers did that.
Dodgers. Now with Kershaw, I don't think they're going to
right.
bypass him.
I don't know if you saw this last night, but Clayton Kershaw made the start for the Dodgers. He warmed up. He's on the mound getting ready for the first pitch. They're playing the Rockies, and Brett Anderson was coming out of their pen. He was the starter for Colorado, and he had finished up his warm-up tosses, and he's walking in from the bullpen, and it held up the game. So there you have Clayton Kershaw just standing on the mound waiting for the catcher, the bullpen coach who was with them at the time, and and the starter walking back into the dugout. And Clayton Kershaw said it was disrespectful. I'm not sure I disagree.
I'm not sure I would either, but doesn't seem like it coincides with our speed up rules either.
No, sir. Little tapper foul after Diaz had broken his bat. And the Cardinals team on the top step of that dugout, seeing if Diaz can put him on top, and he can't. Chased a pitch out of the zone. Fourth strikeout for Zach Davies, but an RBI triple with the bases loaded thanks to Colton Wong. This triple would score Molina, Jerko, and Grichuk. Brand new game. It's 3-3. Zach Davies leads it off in the bottom of the second. Ball one by Martinez, and we're underway. It's 3-3. On a hop hit to short, Diaz. One out. Tyler Lyons added to the roster. With more on that, let's check in with Jim.
Yeah, you guys mentioned it early. Lyons off the DL today. We had him on the pregame show. Tyler said there were times he didn't think he would make it all the way back. Lyons had been on the DL since July of last season with a right knee stress reaction. People knew about the stress reaction in the shoulder, but not the knee. Lyons told me that's what made it hard. There were no answers, nothing definite about recovery. He spent a few months on crutches with very little healing. He told me it was absolutely brutal. Lyons had surgery in November performed by Dr. Paletta. That's when he felt like everything was going to be okay. 3 rehab starts with Memphis helped him get his stuff sharper. Now he's ready to go. And Dan, bullpen, starter, it doesn't matter. Lyons told me, I'm just glad to be pitching again.
Yeah, it's good to see him back too. He's been very effective as a reliever for the Cardinals in his career.
And that's where really I see him. You know, yes, he can spot start, but it seems like with his stuff, he'd be better suited in the bullpen.
The swing and a miss by BR. He strikes out for the 27th time. That's most on their team. Let's turn to Al Hrabosky's Toyota key to the game.
Well, we hope history repeats itself. What I mean there is the Cardinals since 2013 are 52-24 against Milwaukee. Carlos himself is 3-0 coming in with a 1.36 ERA against Milwaukee. Now that ERA took a beating with already the 3 earned runs, but still can pick up his 4th victory against them.
Here's Thames, who singled to left and scored back in the first. In the 3 years in Korea, he hit 104 home runs. His second year, he won a batting title in which he hit .381 and became the first ever in Korea to be a 40-40 man.
Very interesting gentleman.
Very nice man too.
His nickname was God in Korea, and he said he could not go anyplace. He even talked about one time he had a date. He's on the street. Yeah, he's kissing her. You know, he's a single guy. You know, he's kissing this young lady. Came over from the States, and somebody interrupted him for an autograph.
Can't do that
during the middle of a kiss.
You can't do that, Al.
But he said that he got to the point where he tried to learn Korean, but everyone kind of made fun of him. So he stopped doing that. Felt like he couldn't go out, so he started reading books and really got into visualization, which is very helpful to turn around his career. Interesting that Milwaukee never sent a scout over to see him. They just had video of him and signed him to a 3-year, $16 million contract.
They went as far back as to his days at Pepperdine. That's where he played collegiately, to look at some of that video. Hustling down the line, but Wong makes the play. And a 1-2-3 inning for Carlos Martinez. Is back in better than ever. Watch every out of market regular season game live on over 400 supported devices, plus get a free subscription to At Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Here's Matt Carpenter, struck out his first time up. Zach Davies has struck out 4.
Find that surprising. He struck out 4 batters first 2 innings.
Did have 9 in that one start against the Cardinals, and they just could not figure him out.
Well, if you notice tonight, he's throwing about a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. His changeup is 10 miles an hour slower, and then his curveball is about 15 miles an hour slower. That's where he's throwing off the timing.
Speed range thus far: 93 the highest pitch, 73 the lowest. Pitch number 58. The 2-1. Carpenter, a base hit, beats the shift. Spruce up your garden this spring. A new gnome is coming your way. Friday, April 28th, 30,000 fans ages 16 and older take home an exclusive Bruce Sutter Garden Gnome. For more information and to buy tickets, visit cardinals.com/promotions.
Said beat the shift. That ball would have been right at the second baseman if he were not playing with the shift.
And Milwaukee here will shift.
They shift on
with
everybody.
Piscotty. I don't remember them shifting this much a year ago.
I don't either.
And if you've just joined us, in the first at bat, Piscotty was up, runners at second and third. The second baseman, VR, would start out sometimes to the right or the left of the second base bag, but move right before or even during the pitch if Piscotty was upset about that.
Now it looks like he's in line with the umpire. So he's almost screening himself. You watch how he's moving right there and kind of positioning right, with the pitcher throwing, kind of gets in the back area, but you got to concentrate on the release point. I mean, you just shouldn't even see that guy.
The 1-0 pitch. Piscotty, a cleanup man trying to bunt for a base hit. And Mace just explained that, right now he's either not seeing the ball well or the second baseman is a distraction of some sort.
Yeah, something going on. About the Pittsburgh series, drove in a run with a check swing, little dribbler towards the right side.
1-1 the count. Carpenter, your runner at first base. Brewers 11 years in a row with at least 2.3 million fans. Just one of 9 teams to do that. But to put it in perspective, 13 consecutive years, 20th overall, that the Cardinals have drawn 3 million fans. And they are on pace for 3.4 million this season.
I was going to say it's really 3.4. Just seems like year after year.
It's incredible. So at least 3 million for the Cardinals in 13 consecutive seasons, 20 overall, and on pace for 3.4 million. Here's a 2-1 pitch to Piscotty. Outside and low, 3-1. Well, you'd think you'd get a pitch to drive here.
Bandy, last season when the Angels, he threw out 40% of runners trying to steal, but this year he's only caught 1 of 7.
3-1 pitch, 3-2. See if they want to start Carpenter here on the 3-2 pitch. He is running, swing and a miss, throw down to second. Got him.
They may challenge this one.
Oh yeah, they're going to take a look at it. Carpenter looking back into the Cardinals dugout. Mike Matheny hopping up on that top step. 10 seconds, whether or not they'll take a look at it, at least to get the attention of the umpire, then 30 seconds total to give the thumbs up or thumbs down.
Throws to the third base side, and do they get it back to tag him? Looks like really hard to tell from that angle. Drops that leg down, maybe stop him. There, I think he is out.
And the Cardinals will not challenge. Interesting to see the home plate umpire Ted Barrett walk all the way over to the Cardinals, and then at that point said, look, you've got to make a decision. So it turns into a double play. The 5th strikeout for Zach Davies. And here's Yadier Molina, singled back in the 2nd inning to start that.
I still think we both like the trying to move a runner.
Always. I would say that more now than ever with the Cardinals. If they're not going to hit 225 home runs like they did a year ago, the offense is near the bottom of the National League. You got to find ways to generate offense. A high fly ball lifted out to right center, and the catch is made by Nieuwenhuis. Midway through 3, and it's 3-3. Martinez going tonight. The other three starters in this series: Adam Wainwright, Lance Lynn, and Mike Leake. The starters against Pittsburgh were so good. Lynn 7 innings, Leake 6 1/3, Walker 6 2/3. When a starter goes through 6 innings this year for the Cardinals, the club is 6-2, 0-7 when they don't.
Just really makes sense that all of a sudden things fall in line with your bullpen. You notice all 4 starters in this series, the highest ERA they had against Milwaukee was 2.53.
How good has Mike Leake been to start this year?
Outstanding. You knew he'd be better this year, and I think he's just more acclimated, knows what expected of him.
Brings in Ryan Braun, who's moving up the all-time list. Number of categories here for Milwaukee. On Monday, he passed Paul Molitor, second all-time in extra base hits. Robin Yount is first, and a little chopper that's tapped foul. Then on Sunday, passed Cecil Cooper. He's now second in RBIs. And number 1, you guessed it, Robin Yount. And Ryan Braun, the all-time leader in home runs in Milwaukee history, 290. This was his 10th opening day start. 10 years now in the league. Does it seem like 10 years to you?
No, it doesn't. Remember when he started at third base, and
right,
he was going to drive in runs, but the question was he going to drive in more than he was going to give up at third? A lot of people think now that he should move to first base, but he's been a much better left fielder.
The 2-2. You talked about it earlier. The fact was that they were close to trading him to the LA Dodgers. He's now 33, and he has 4 years remaining and $76 million left on his deal.
He's got a limited no trade clause.
The 2-2, and a swing and a miss, strikeout number 3 for Martinez. So Braun has struck out twice. Missouri Lottery Fox Tracks, and now the Hyundai pitch arsenal for Carlos Martinez. Fastball, slider, the change and curve.
And Dan, you saw right there how everything was inside, and then he puts him away with a sweeping breaking ball on the outside part of the plate. You can't cover both sides of the plate, so.
Travis Shaw grounding to Colton Wong, and that's 2 quick outs.
Who was wearing Carlos's uniform in the first inning?
And in the Bronx.
In the Bronx.
After a rough start to this game, the 3-run homer, a couple of walks in the first.
You know, his first 2 starts, the first start he had no walks. The second start he had just 1, and then he gets 8 in his third start, and a couple already tonight.
Domingo Santana played in 77 games a year ago. At 256, 11 home runs, and drove in 32. Up the middle, Wong backhand, settles, throws, and a strike to Carpenter. 1-2-3 for the Milwaukee Brewers. That's 7 in a row by Carlos Martinez. time for Unlimited Baseball Break, brought to you by T-Mobile. Chris Sale today at Toronto. 8 innings, 4 hits. Red Sox win in 10. Took a no decision. Steven Souza for Tampa Bay, single shy of the cycle. And Ichiro last night hits a home run in his last at bat. Probably the final time that he'll play at Safeco Field, but we say probably the final time. You never know. Ichiro has said he wants to play past 50.
Yeah, that's great. But did you notice that Chris Sale with 1 walk, 13 strikeouts?
Right. ERA dropped to 0.91 after that game today. And David Price experiencing some forearm and elbow issues. And Sale, the big trade that was made in this offseason with the White Sox. Jerko doubled to left and scored back in the 2nd inning. Jerko here, then Randall Grichuk and Colton Wong. Three and 1 the count. Brewers last year were 73 and 89, finished 4th in the National League Central. Leadoff walk, and the second walk issued by Zach Davies. So leadoff walk, and it brings in Randall Grichuk. You watch him get in. He hits the back of his right leg, and he says that's to remind him to stay back. Don't chase. Boom, there it is. Hits the back of the leg, then digs in.
So strong and quick enough that he doesn't need to cheat on anything.
Little check swing. Thames steps on the bag, and it's a double play. No. The drop. What should have been a double play and looked to be a pretty good throw.
It really did. VR.
You know, VR had all kinds of issues last year with errors. He had 29, and that's why they moved him around the infield. He just boxed it. He had 12 in just 42 games at third base, so they figured they had to shift him to second. And remember, they traded away Scooter Gennett to clear the way for VR.
Sure.
So it puts a man in scoring position. Another chance for Colton Wong. Back in the 2nd inning, bases loaded, nobody out, and Wong cleared the bases. Led the Cardinals in triples a year ago with 7, which was 8th best in the National League.
Triple machines on deck. Fowler not on deck, but
Brewers committed 3 errors on opening day and only 6 since then.
no error was charged in that play, but should have had a double play.
Here's a 1-1. Taken high, 2 balls, 1 strike. His career high in RBIs is 4, and he did that with 1 swing of the bat twice. A couple of grand slams.
Just looking that up.
A strike on the outside corner, 2-2. Fox Tracks presented by Chevrolet. And again, it's not where the catcher catches the ball. The technology allows you to see on the Fox Tracks where the ball crosses the plate or doesn't. 3-2. Runner at second, Jed Jerko.
Curveball kind of spun on him a little bit. Couldn't pull down on it. Have a day, Colt.
Three-two pitch to the Cardinals second baseman. Puts it in play. Hit to third. Back to second. Jerko across the diamond, and Wong is retired for the second out, and it brings in Carlos Martinez. Cardinals head to Milwaukee again for this weekend series. Friday and Sunday will be here on Fox Sports Midwest. Saturday's game is on FS1. Cardinals and Brewers this weekend on Fox. So tomorrow on Midwest, and again on Sunday. FS1 will be on Saturday. Martinez grounded to second first time up, looking for his first hit of the year. Lines it to short and caught by Perez. Cardinals have out hit the Brewers 5-3. They did commit an error. And Carlos Martinez has set down 7 straight. Hernan Perez, Kirk Neuenhuis, and Jeff Bandy coming up from Milwaukee. Walked his first time up, the 1-0 pitch. And there is strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And a broken bat, slowly hit to short. Gloved by Diaz, and he makes the play. If you can't catch the games on television, you can stream them live on your mobile device with Fox Sports Go. Download the app. Take Fox Sports Midwest and Cardinals baseball with you wherever you go. 8 in a row sent down by Martinez, so he's starting to settle in.
And of those 8, everything's been on the ground or a couple strikeouts, so nothing in the air. And that's really important, particularly in this ballpark, because the ball does fly.
1 out and nobody on, and Nieuwenhuis looks at a strike. Even as wild as Martinez was over the weekend in the Bronx, you could still tell how good his stuff was. He wasn't getting hit anywhere. His ball darts all over the place.
Well, that was it. They felt like he was even difficult to catch. Remember, Yachty had a couple box balls, and that late movement really sailing on you.
It was a good changeup. Fastball and a strike. 97 on the gun. And Martinez picks up strikeout number 4.
Just effortlessly overpowering you with that fastball.
So 2 outs, and Jeff Bandy, the hitter, grounded into the fielder's choice back in the first to end the threat. 2 runners on. Martinez last time out threw 118 pitches, second highest total of his career. Last June against the Pirates, it was 122. Just something to keep in mind early in the season.
Well, sure, but you know, when you look at Martinez, obviously not real big, not bulky at all, very fluid and athletic, and his arm bounces back. Or sometimes you think of a bigger person, well, they have more trouble throwing that many pitches.
A swing and a miss, back-to-back strikeouts, and he's starting to get locked in. 10 in a row, 5 strikeouts. Top of the lineup coming up. Start the year. Washington 9-5 to lead that division. Cincinnati's a game in front of Chicago here in the Central, and Arizona, along with Colorado, both are 10-6 out west. Top of the lineup, and Dexter Fowler.
And it's never fun to play clubs like Milwaukee or Cincinnati early in the season because they don't realize yet that they're not able to stay up with the big boys. You know, they're just going out and having fun.
As Fowler puts one on the ground to second base. 0 for 3 tonight.
During the course of the season, things will iron out. They won't have the depth to where they can stay, you know, at the top of the division.
Never know, that Cincinnati lineup may carry them in
good
ways
lineup
that they didn't think.
Yeah, a good lineup. If they get some starting pitching, then it appears somewhat they've got their bullpen squared away. Well, we play them another series in St. Louis in the month of April.
A little swinging bunt off the end of the bat. Davies throws to first, 2 quick outs. Looking at the stands here, a lot of Cardinal fans, and a rare Hector Luna jersey is at the ballpark. You don't see that every day.
Where'd you pick that one at?
Just to your right, just below us. Let's get the gray road Hector Luna jersey.
Okay.
He himself a former Rule 5 pickup. Matt Carpenter with a base hit, beat the shift, and was caught stealing, part of a strike him out, throw him out double play. I'll see the Hungo jersey here. Stan the man. Brock Gibson. Some of the all-time greats, and then mixed in there, Hector Luna.
Just rolls off your tongue, doesn't it?
It really does. Two-0 pitch. Taking for his strike. Carpenter didn't like it one bit. There it is again, that low part of the strike zone. And it's driven out to deep right. Track wall in the lead thanks to Carpenter. 4-3 St. Louis. His second of the year.
We talked about he loves to hit here. A lot of extra base hits, and Carpenter delivers there. A lot of times pitchers don't like to throw curveballs, a right-hander to a left-handed batter, and Carpenter just showed you why. And traditionally they're low ball hitters. That curveball coming right down and in on him, and he put a swing on that one. There was a no-doubter.
379 he hit against Milwaukee a year ago.
Right there, second deck, a couple rows deep, and a nice catch. We get the point.
And it's Piscotty. So we've seen 2 long home runs hit from the left side of the plate. First by Travis Shaw, 3-run homer back in the first inning. And now the solo shot moments ago. Most extra base hits and an opponent ballpark since 2015, and Matt Carpenter 17 now. That is updated against Milwaukee. 0-2 on Piscotty, who has not looked comfortable here tonight. Slowly hit up the middle. Gloved it short by Perez, and safe at first, Piscotty.
Perez got to it, cut it off. The second baseman got to the ball, but reaching down, trying to come up with it, loses the handle. Jam shot, just scoots right there, and as he got to throw, he just lost the grip on the ball. Should be an infield single.
They've not ruled on it yet, but I agree with you. It should be a hit.
That ball just, I mean, jammed him so badly, that ball just scooted right, never took a bounce that was off the ground.
Here's Yadier Molina, 1 for 2 with a run scored. You think about how Yadi takes the ball so well to right field. I'm not sure I would agree with this defense.
Well, if you better pitch him inside.
Yeah.
They do score a hit. And it still has that ability to go inside out, hit the ball to right field, but got the first baseman holding on Piscotty, second baseman close to the bag. A lot of room to the right side.
Runner at first is Piscotty. Yachty goes to right, but there is Santana. Almost over his head. Came in a little bit, maybe battling the lights, but he makes the play. Ben Carpenter with his second home run. You hang him, we bang him. That breaking ball launched into right. Ticket to Budweiser Bash and get an exclusive Lou Brock bobblehead. That's Tuesday, April 25th. And purchase your tickets at cardinals.com/budbash. Lou will not be there signing, but Lou is resting comfortably at home. Had a chance to talk to those that are very close to him a couple of days ago, and I know you feel the same way, Al. Our thoughts and prayers are with Lou, and can't wait to see him down at the ballpark very soon.
Absolutely. Lou was so kind to me. Helped me as a teammate, not only on the field, but off the field. Just a tremendous gentleman.
Such a nice man. I mean, I've never heard or seen anything bad with him.
I don't think
about
you will.
anybody.
I don't think you will either.
0-2 the count on Zach Davies. 10 in a row set down by Martinez. Make it 11. Strikeout number 6.
3 in a row, too.
So here we have another starter that's starting to get locked in, and the lowest starter's ERA in Major League Baseball this season at the start of play. Arcia in the driver's seat, and the Cardinals are part of that at 3.15, fourth best in all of baseball.
About Arizona, kind of a surprise team this year.
For sure. It's good to see that Shelby Miller has found the velocity again. And VR, base hit into right. Second time that he's been on base, and again, it's worth repeating. A year ago, led the league in steals with 62. Brings in Eric Thames. 7 home runs, 6 doubles, 8 walks, which is second. 18 runs scored already here in the middle of April, which is most in the league.
You know, I saw a scout report in a magazine that came out over the winter about Thames, and said that throw him inside and breaking balls away, and that must have been what people got him out with before he went to Korea. But seeing so many off-speed pitches, he's learned to hit those. He is put together.
Oh, 1 pitch. Thames with a drive. Left center. This guy has massive power. My goodness. 8th home run. Eric Thames in this one, a 2-run shot. Holy smokes.
Well, I said pitch him inside. That wasn't inside. Up over the middle of the plate. And he makes Carlos pay. It's a great story. Kind of a washout in the United States before going to Korea. Was all world in Korea. Now leads the major leagues with his 8 home runs. Batting over 400. He's 2 for 3 against today.
Now that's left center, so opposite field and nearly over the Milwaukee bullpen. I haven't seen one.
I thought it did get over.
It may have. I didn't think so. It may have.
It was close to it.
Regardless, it was a bomb.
Deepest part of the bullpen.
And I'm not sure we've seen a lefty hit one that way that far.
I agree too. I was thinking the same thing. Let's see where it goes. Watch the green deck. Up off the railing fence of it.
Wow. Here's Braun over 2 with a couple of the strikeouts.
Now the reason, you know, when they think about Thames after being 3 years in all world in Korea, he was thinking he'd never get a chance back here. He was planning to go to Japan, and his agent told him, you know, there's some interest. And he's thinking, well, maybe a minor league contract, hopefully an invite to spring training. The agent said, nope, we got a 3-year deal, $16 million with Milwaukee. He said he loves the Midwest, and he feels so relaxed here, so comfortable.
Here's a 1-2. A swing and a miss. 7 strikeouts for Martinez.
Got Braun 3 times.
You know, there's already been, anytime a player does this, what Thames is doing, the rumblings of PEDs. And you hate to have that attached to any player that's doing something special. The Kubota power stats and the leaders in OPS, but he's already been subjected to a test earlier this year.
Right. So, and he kind of laughed about it. Goes, oh, so that's what you get after you hit a few home runs.
You mentioned something interesting earlier, visualization, and he was telling us before the game, in Korea, you don't take a lot of batting practice. And he said what he started to do was sit in his locker, stare straight ahead, and visualize pitchers, visualize at-bats, visualize situations, something he never did before. And he said, you just wear yourself out with so much BP in the United States and Major League Baseball, and he'll take times off of not taking BP. And he said visualization has become his BP. There's a hanging breaking ball into right and a base hit for Travis Shaw.
I don't know if you remember last year where Tim McCarver was trying to talk about a book. It's called Cybernetics. I don't know if Maxwell or somebody wrote it, but
he's talking about that with Lou Brock.
And well, and Joe Torre gave me that book and told me to read it. It was after I started doing what I was doing off the back of the mound, and it helped me to describe what I was doing. But I was doing the visualization. I was doing this stuff. But there's one section in that book that talks about a basketball squad. Split the team in 2. Half of them practiced free throws. The others sat in a chair and visualized it. And actually, the visualization guys scored higher than the guys that practiced for a week.
Interesting.
And we know probably a common denominator that we hear all around the league is today's players work too hard and too much batting practice. You know, they don't, you know, after a certain point, you train your muscles in a negative way because your arms get tired and you keep on swinging.
Remember who was really big on visualization when we first started hearing more and more about it was Mark McGwire. After he hit around 200 one year and then came back and obviously had some great years, but he would talk about that all the time. And a base hit out to left. And that's the 4th hit of the inning. 3 singles and the home run. So he retired 11 in a row. Then the single by VR. Thames the opposite field 2-run shot. Strikeout of Braun. Base hit by Shaw to right. Base hit to left by Santana. Runners at first and second for Hernan Perez.
At 2 outs, just attack the hitter. Go sit down again and regroup. It was in the 70s where the Philadelphia Phillies did something that was quite radical in baseball at the time. That was where they had classes of transcendental meditation.
Here's the 0-1. And a bouncer back to Martinez. Flips to Carpenter. Milwaukee strands 2, but pick up 2. One swing of the bat. One of the best stories of 2017. Eric Thames, and what a start he's off to. Is brought to you by your local St. Louis area Volkswagen dealers and by Academy Sports and Outdoors, proud sponsor of the St. Louis Cardinals. Statue of Bud Selig, the former commissioner, and Bud was the one that brought baseball to Milwaukee again and really helped grow the game in so many ways. Inside to Jed Jerko. It's now a 5-4 Milwaukee lead. The Brewers have had a lead at some point now in 15 of the 17 games this season that they played, and 10 in a row.
And one of the reasons why they've done that is the home run ball. They've now had, what, 6 games in a row that they've had multi-home run games.
And already 31 on the year.
Also saying, I don't know how long it's going to last, but I like it.
Harvey's wallbangers here.
Yeah,
huh?
it's hard to believe, but they do have some of their guys that are really slumping now. They're not in the lineup today, but they're center fielders or shortstop.
A right-hander getting loose. And the pin for the
Oliver
Brewers.
Drake.
It's Oliver Drake.
And Segrist is in the Cardinal bullpen.
Jerko with a fly ball out to right. Well hit. Santana back near the wall. Sliding. And it's a fair ball. It was not caught. And Jerko will stop at second base with a leadoff double, his second double of the night.
Boy, that is beyond our sight lines. And last thing we saw him was sliding into the corner So this is our first look at this. That wall coming up there quickly. Karam comes right back to him, but Jerko gets the double. He's had a nice night with a pair of doubles and a walk. It's one of the games you're going to just have to outslug him.
Grichuk walked and scored back in the second. The bases loaded triple by Wong. Then a check swing ground out to the first baseman Thames. Jerko now 7 for 10 with 3 doubles and a home run against Davies. He stands at second. No balls and a strike on Randal Grichuk. Grichuk, a bouncer left side. Travis Shaw makes the play. Firefighters Appreciation Night presented by the Hartford coming up Wednesday, May 3rd. Purchase of a special themed ticket. Fans receive an exclusive Cardinals Firefighters t-shirt. For more information, visit cardinals.com/theme. And it looks like Craig Counsell will make a double switch here.
He's at what, at 99 pitches. Saw Oliver Drake warming up. Guess what? It has to be a right-hander, doesn't it?
And a right-hander's been warming up. There are no lefties out there. So it's our Chevy called to the pen. This will be it for Davies, and we'll tell you about the changes when we come back. Adams has grabbed a bat. Looks like he'll pinch hit for Martinez, barring a double play. Sixth, and there's one out. Double switch. Orlando Arcia takes over at shortstop. He's not committed an error dating back to early September of last season, so he's at short. Al mentioned earlier their top prospect in their system, and this is Oliver Drake. And I wonder if Mitch Harris knows about this young man. He went to the United States Naval Academy, played for the midshipmen.
Did he have to serve 5 years of service?
2 years at Navy, drafted then in the 43rd round, so it was in 2008.
So he might have came out of it. You know, he started there but didn't finish, get his commission.
They just picked him up. He was traded by the Baltimore Orioles.
Yeah, last Thursday he was designated for assignment. He's pitched. Had an 8-point ERA.
And Wong pulls it foul. So Drake will go in the spot that was occupied by Perez. The 6th spot in their lineup. Arcia will bat ninth, and he's due up third, looking ahead to the bottom of the sixth.
Listed at 6'4", 215. Kind of weird the way he comes out of a stretch.
Monday pitch arsenal for Drake. He saw that split finger on the previous pitch and also uses a fastball.
Yeah, you could really see that ball just dropped.
Former top prospect out of high school and then went to the Naval Academy. Most Division I schools and most players at those schools are not able to sign with pro teams until after their junior season, but Drake turned 21 before the 2008 draft, and he was eligible to be taken that year. That was after his sophomore year with the midshipmen. Unique situation as Wong bounces it to Thames, and the out at first. Advancing to third goes Jericho.
So Adams will pinch hit now, see if he can't drive him in. Historically, he's been a very, very good pinch hitter, Matt Adams.
I'm going to shift here on Adams. Room to the left side. So that'll close the book on Carlos Martinez. 2 outs, runner at third. The pitch taken low. Here's a 1-0 pitch to Adams, upcoming. Been a slow start for Matt. Cardinals tinker with him in left field. John Mozeliak saying a little over a week ago that experiment more than likely is over. Want him to focus on being a pinch hitter, also first baseman.
And we talk about that Carpenter's now taking ground balls at third, so you could see that open up at first base.
Adams, a .327 career pinch hitter. And it is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Segrist is getting loose in the Cardinals pen.
Allow him an opportunity to kind of get himself straightened out. He's not right just yet.
1 ball and 2 strikes, tying run down at third. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Good work by Drake. He gets the ground out and a strikeout. Left-hander Kevin Segrist picked up his first hole of the season in the Cardinals' 2-1 win over the Pirates yesterday. Scoreless 8th inning and walked one. The BJC Healthcare difference maker. Cardinals bullpen has been much better. 1 run in 7 innings against the Pirates in that sweep.
And I thought the biggest problem the bullpen had was lack of work. And now playing consistently now, not having all these off days, they're kind of gotten in a groove and pitching much more effectively.
Pitched in a couple of games against the Yankees over the weekend and then yesterday against Pittsburgh, so back-to-back days here for Kevin. Lefties are just 2 for 11 against him to start this season. As Nieuwenhuis looks at a ball, Nieuwenhuis, Bandy, and Arcia. Carlos Martinez, his line, 5 innings, 5 runs on 7 hits, struck out 7, walked 2, and gave up a couple of home runs. There's no question the velocity has been down when you look at Kevin Segrist. I think we're accustomed to seeing, 95 to 97 at times.
Sometimes he works so hard in spring training on trying to perfect his curveball and other pitches that you don't you neglect the fastball. You'll build up the arm strength.
And you also think about too, it's such a fine line to have the right mechanics that if you're out of whack a little bit, you'll drop.
Yeah, and because of lack of velocity, all of a sudden you're trying to make perfect pitches. You saw the 9 walks.
Nieuwenhuis has walked back in the first, left stranded, called out on strikes back in the 4th. He is now 1 for 24 to start the year, 0 for his last 17. The 3-1 pitch. Zach Davies, his final line, 5 1/3, 4 runs on 8 hits. He struck out 5, walked 2, and gave up a home run. And the 3-2 pitch to Nieuwenhuis. Leadoff walk. Last year he had a total of 26 walks and already 10 this year. And the average against left-handed pitchers this year, so Segrist and Cecil, has been .390.
Ouch. But we've seen the last couple times from Cecil, he's much better. Got big, important outs there. And time will tell if Segrist can get back. Last year, he had led all National League relievers with a 2.77 ERA.
Jeff Bandy at the plate.
Another aspect, he's really worked hard on his pickoff move. Didn't have a very good move. Now he's picking off people the last couple of years.
Goodbye. 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 Bandy, his 4th home run.
Now they're no doubter.
Third home run hit tonight by the Milwaukee Brewers.
Right in the middle of the plate. Not for long.
The 2nd home run allowed by Kevin Segrist.
Well, we just, Kevin is just not the Segrist we're accustomed to seeing right now. They've got to battle through it.
Orlando Arcia entered this year as the top prospect in the organization. 8th best prospect in all of baseball. That was according to Baseball America. Made his debut last year, played in 55 games with Milwaukee, hit .219 and popped 4 home runs. Oswaldo Arcia is his brother, who's with the Arizona Diamondbacks. And a breaking ball taken down and in. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike as Broxton starts to get loose. (2015) Siegrist 81 appearances. Last year dropped to 67. It does make you wonder, you know, all the appearances he's had the last handful of years, that they're starting to catch up a little bit.
Well, you know, it's there's a reason why relievers don't have as long a career. All the appearances. I just think it's just going to take him a little time, and what he needs really to do is be able to go out and pitch a couple innings and just not worry about things, just kind of build on what he needs to do. But he's having trouble spotting his fastball.
3-2 the count. Popped up. Carpenter calling for it, and he makes the catch. Switch hitting Jonathan Villar. Villar, 2 runs scored tonight. Had a base hit to left, another to right, and also struck out. Originally signed by the Phillies, then traded to Houston. That was in the Roy Oswalt deal in 2010. Came to Milwaukee in 2015, and that trade was made by then 30-year-old GM David Stearns, who's a former assistant general manager in Houston. And they traded away a marginal minor league pitcher, Cy Snead, and they pick up Villar, who then leads the league in stolen bases.
Right, 62 a year ago. And also, you know, when the general manager Snead was with Houston, is when Thames was with them and asked for his release so he could go play in Korea and make some money. So he was well aware of him, and his kind of shocked the baseball world picking him up. But it looks like a smart move now, doesn't it?
Man, does it ever.
Pat Murphy there, the bench coach for Craig Counsell, former Arizona State coach, and also with the Padres manager.
He had Counsell as a player at Notre Dame.
Notre Dame, yeah.
So that's how those two know each other so well. And then when Craig was a player in Arizona, and for a while he lived with Pat Murphy, who was then the coach at Arizona State. Things come full circle.
Oh,
huh?
don't they? It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. Here's a 1-2 pitch to Villar. And it's line foul.
For Cardinal fans to think about it, this, you know, they're down by 3, but 3 runs in this ballpark doesn't mean anything. This is one of the best hitting parks in all of baseball.
A swing and a miss and a strikeout for Kevin Siegrist. First strikeout for Kevin, and it brings in Thames. Singled and scored back in the first, grounded out to second. 2-run homer opposite way back in the 5th. Breaking ball, and it drops in for his strike back in the 5th. Bam. Thames with home run number 8. He now is driven in 14. Fastball and a strike.
He's listed at 6 foot 205, but this guy's spent a lot of time in the weight room, hasn't he? With the forearms, the guns.
And it's a strikeout of Thames. He knew it. Back-to-back Ks for Kevin Segrist. Home runs aplenty in this game. Shaw, 3-run shot. Thames and Bandy. Home runs aplenty hit tonight, and we are in the Honda home run inning. It's 7-4. Brewers with the lead. Drake in his second inning of work, and Fowler looks at a strike, hitless in 3 plate appearances tonight. This is the Gateway Honda home run inning. Cardinals hit a home run. Gateway Honda dealers donate $1,000 to the Make-A-Wish Foundation of Missouri.
Glad to see the Honda dealers back. They had to spend a lot of money last year.
Did they ever?
They seemed like it was some of the players' favorite innings. They had home runs in 7th.
You know, you're wondering about Oliver Drake and whether or not he spent time in the military after the Naval Academy. He's been in pro ball since the age of 23.
Yeah, so he didn't. You know, he must have resigned. Well, he didn't graduate to get his commission. So he dropped out and wouldn't have to serve the mandatory 5 years. I am sure the Navy is not real pleased with him. My older brother went to Annapolis.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Dexter Fowler. Foul back. Last time Oliver Drake saw the major leagues was a year ago with Baltimore. Brief time. He's also at AAA Norfolk. One-two pitch. Popped foul and out of play. And that's seems to be a Cardinal section here at this ballpark. A lot of Cardinal fans right behind the Cardinals dugout every time that we're here.
How many times would we get late in the ball game where the Cardinals would lead by quite a bit, that all the Brewer fans would leave and we'd be left with Cardinal cheering section.
Dexter just got a piece, and that's that split finger.
You could see how you'd be a little. First couple times you would face him, you're at a disadvantage because of his motion. And you would think the more looks you get at him, the better off you'll be. But that's the thing about a relief pitcher. You know, he's doing his job. You're only going to face a guy one time. You don't get that multiple looks.
Now time is called. Fowler here, then Diaz and Carpenter. Cardinals trail 7-4, game 1 of a 4-game series.
Well, he takes his stretch, leans back. He really is. You do not pick up the ball at all.
That one tailing away a bit from Fowler. Strikes out for the second time. Plaza Tire Service replay, and watch this pitch tail away from Dexter. It's pretty good movement.
Yeah.
And Drake picks up his second strikeout. Diaz 1 for 3 on the night.
So that splitter. I mean, we've seen some that just the bottom falls out, but that one just enough.
Jonathan Broxton throwing in the Cardinals pen, and one of the Brewers relievers riding a stationary bike. That's the activity out there. No one throwing. .2-0 pitch is a fly ball driven out to deep right field, and this ball is off the wall. Diaz on his way to second, and that got out there in a hurry.
It sure did. I mean, looked like he was almost off balance. Swings the ball and just shoots it and goes off the right field wall. Second hit for Diaz tonight. He loves to hit in this ballpark. He's reaching for the outside pitch. I think our fans are convinced the ball carries well here.
I am.
Well, we knew it.
Usually,
in case
though,
we need a reminder.
When they open up the paneling in right and left center, that's when it really flies out of here, and the roof is open and gets a little bit warmer. Here's Carpenter. 2 hits tonight. And a solo shot here back in inning number 5 and a hanging breaking ball. Zach Davies knew it, and so did Carpenter. That was his second of the year. Just thinking ahead here, if you get to that point, the closer, at least on paper right now, for the Brewers is Neftali Feliz, but he's had his issues here early on.
Well, he coughed one up yesterday and threw about 30 pitches. Got in trouble with some walks and then gave up a 3-run home run to lose the ball game to the Cubs.
It's Juan Bereñez getting loose in the pen. (2-0) the count on Matt Carpenter.
See how he hides the ball well. Short arms it. Elroy Face used to throw a fork ball where you really jam it back in. Then we know Bruce Sutter came up with the awesome splitter, but he didn't throw it hard. And I think it was Jack Morris or somebody of that era that, you know, started throwing the split finger fastball, which could throw it, you know, still in not as quick as your fastball, but would be almost like 90 miles an hour.
You know, you were talking about Thames and seeing off-speed pitches, and he was asked specifically, what do you see a lot of in Korea? And he said it wasn't a changeup, although it acts at times like that. But he said the forkball. He said those pitchers over there throw that primarily more than even a fastball, but a forkball.
And the forkball, you jam it all the way back, the ball all the way back into your fingers.
The strikeout of Carpenter, second time that he has struck out. Cardinals have struck out 8 times tonight. Want a great deal on tickets? Philip at Phillips 66, 8 gallons or more now until September 25, and receive up to 50% off on a pair of tickets to a Cardinals home game. And for more information, visit cardinals.com/Phillips66.
When I say you jam it all the way back into your fingers, it'd be the index finger and your middle finger. And that takes the velocity out.
Here's Steven Piscotty, 1 for 3 tonight. Drake has come in. He's faced 5 hitters. He struck out 3. Cardinals have stranded 5 on the night.
This guy has been so good with runners in scoring position and even with 2 outs.
That's usually when he does his best work.
Yeah. See, they're not accustomed to this splitter in the action they're seeing.
Yeah, that 5 RBI game, the recent road trip, and all 5 were scored with 2 outs. I think you're right, Al. The Cardinals not only not picking up the baseball, but have not adjusted at all to the splitter.
No, and really, it's one of the byproducts of today. People don't mind striking out. They're not trying to put the ball in play. Marty Herzog was talking about how rare it is for anybody to choke up with 2 strikes and try and punch the ball, put it in play. There's 2 guys he mentioned that do it: Rizzo and Votto. 2 pretty good hitters, aren't they?
Votto is incredible in the fact that he does it. Rizzo, as you mentioned, does it. And Whitey is 80+ years of age and doesn't miss a beat.
No, he doesn't.
He's probably watching us right now. 2-2 the count with 2 outs. 7-4 our score. Full count. Molina on deck.
You see those splitters, and then all of a sudden he throws that 92-mile-an-hour fastball, and it looks like it's about 10 miles an hour faster.
Drake came in last inning with a runner at second, only 1 out. Got a ground out and a strikeout to end the threat.
Fastball about 92, then his splitters around 82. So a nice variance, even when it doesn't move a whole lot. It's an effective changeup.
Starts with the splitter grip, then he comes set.
Yeah, you have to do that, because if you were to try and have your fastball grip and then reach for the splitter grip, the hitters would see you really jamming the ball in. So you'll start with the splitter grip, and then you can adjust and no one will see it in your glove.
.93 the high, 81 the low.
You see there's the grip.
Three-two pitch, and the tying run now comes to the plate.
Good at bat. Looked like he really struggled early in the bat with the splitters, but worked it till he could get out there and get the walk.
Cardinals have received 3 walks tonight. And it looks like Craig Counsell will go to Moreñez to face Yadier Molina. So that'll be it for Oliver Drake. His night is through. Molina coming up with 2 runners on, and this is our Chevy call to the pen. For the Milwaukee Brewers. Made his first career appearance on an opening day roster. Hyundai pitch arsenal, fastball, slider. Nothing too fancy, and 2 runners on. Tying run at the plate, Yadier Molina. Molina's made his way from the Tampa Bay Rays to the Brewers, who was a waiver claim last May.
Opponents are batting .346 off.
Last pitched on Saturday, scoreless inning against Cincinnati. 2 outs, 2 on. Molina, first pitch, ground ball that's hit to short, and a force play at second. Threat is through, and it's time to stretch here at Miller Park. Coming into the ball game to pitch for St. Louis, Dan McLaughlin, Al Raboski, Jim Hayes with you from Miller Park. Roof is closed, so 67 inside here at the ballpark. It's around 50 to 45 degrees outside. Crowd tonight 26,451, 26451, and this is our Chevy call to the pen. Jonathan spent parts of a couple of seasons here in Milwaukee. He was with the Brewers in 2014, was traded over by Cincinnati, and then came to St. Louis the next year. Tough night for Ryan Braun. He is hitless with 3 strikeouts, 0 for 3. And the first pitch taken inside. Carlos Martinez, 5 innings tonight, as he gave up 5 runs. Kevin Segras came in, pitched an inning, gave up a 2-run homer. Their score is 7-4.
Keep him right there, and you still got a chance to come from behind, but can't give him any more.
Reliever getting loose in the pen for Milwaukee, so that could be it for Mereñez. Threw 1 pitch to Yadier Molina and got out of the jam.
Bullpen got a lot of work in the Chicago series too.
The 1-1 pitch by Broxton, up and in. Two and two. Count runs full. Travis Shaw is on deck. Full count delivery now to Ryan Braun. Hits it out of play. This was an offense a year ago that hit just .244 collectively, which was 27th overall in Major League Baseball. They were 25th in home runs and in runs scored. And things have changed in a hurry here beginning of 2017.
You know, and you just look at so many of their players have been acquired as waiver picks, some trades that they got discarded from other clubs. Put together a little solid offense.
And it's a leadoff walk. Leadoff walk to start the bottom of the 7th. It's a 2-hit night for Travis Shaw. He got things going back in the first inning with a long 3-run homer. And I mean a long one. That's our Nissan drive of the game.
That was registered at 458 feet.
Wow.
That may be a little short too.
Well, Pablo Sandoval returned for Boston this year, so that made Shaw expendable. The Brewers jumped on that, the Tyler Thornburg deal. Runner at first and nobody out. Travis is the son of Jeff Shaw, who was a 2-time All-Star pitcher, primarily with Montreal. And his babysitter growing up, Pedro Martinez. And after the departure of Prince Fielder, we haven't talked a lot about left-handed hitters that have done damage for the Brewers in their lineup. It's been a while.
Shaw had 16 home runs with Boston last year, and he placed 3rd and 1st. So there's kind of an insurance policy.
Remember 2 seasons ago we saw him in spring training. He had an unbelievable spring for the Red Sox, and Sandoval was scuffling and made the club, became their primary corner infielder as he looks at his strike. And it's 1-1. Finished up hitting .242 with those 16 home runs and drove in 71.
Like a pretty good lead over there, so Broxton gonna get him back to the bag.
Really an aspect too that gets overlooked over the years with Braun is that he can run. He's already got 4 stolen bases this season. Here's a 1-1 pitch. Hit left side to Wong there, the turn and a double play. They had a semi shift on there, so it took a while for Colton Wong to get to the bag. And it's a double play, 5-4-3.
And he has a momentum coming across the bag. Got to throw across his body to get back to him. So little slicer right here. Jerko gets it. Perfect to Wong. And then Wong, you see he's got to vacate the bag and throw as he's moving. Does it very well.
Domingo Santana popped out to Carpenter, rounded out to second, also single to left. So a lot of movement on this double play. To State Farm double play as Jerko was near the shortstop position. I think you have to say now the traditional shortstop position.
Right. Really. The ball perfect to Wong, chest high. You see, they made sure of that.
Santana originally signed by the Phillies, then traded to Houston. Hunter Pence deal came to Milwaukee in the Carlos Gomez Mike Fiers trade. 77 games a year ago. The 1-1 pitch. Good fastball. 96 from Broxton.
Well, the days of him throwing triple digits are probably over, but as the summer goes along, it seems like velocity creeps up. Just not used to him walking anybody.
And a swing and a miss. A scoreless inning for Jonathan Broxton. The walk, then the double play, and a strikeout of Santana. We head to the 8th. Top of the 8th here. Thank you, Sarah. 7-4. Milwaukee with the lead. Cardinals hitting another home run in this game. That was back in the 5th. They have now had 22 straight games at Miller Park with a home run. That was Carpenter back in the 5th. But Milwaukee with 3 home runs of their own. And here's Jed Jerko. Good night for him. On base 3 times and sends a high fly ball out to deep right center. Neuenhuis back. Goodbye. Right on cue. It's another home run, and this one for Jerko. What a night he's had. 2 doubles, home run and a walk, and it cuts the lead to 7-5.
There's not a fastball that he is not going to swing at. Got a fastball up in the zone, and he hit it a long way, deepest part of the ballpark, straightaway center. Another long home run, but not nearly as long as the ones we've been seeing. He was ready for that first fastball, wasn't he?
Man, I think about him and Jose Martinez and just how quick their bats are and how they are so efficient in handling a fastball.
Third home run of the year. He had 30 a year ago.
And you'd have to think that he's going to see a lot of playing time as Grichuk hits that self-defense.
Almost off his belt buckle, right? Yeah, with Peralta on the disabled list, I think it's going to be Jerko or Garcia. And possibly you're going to have times where Carpenter may go over there, so either Jose Martinez or Matt Adams could play first.
Here's an 0-2 pitch to Randall Grichuk. Popped up. Jonathan VR puts it away. First out here in the top of the 8th. And it looks like that'll be it for Morenias. Calls for the righty. Carlos Torres been throwing in their pen, and he's called upon here with one out in the top of the 8th. It's our Chevy call to the pen, and Colton Wong will be the hitter when we come back. Ninth appearance already in the young year, and Torres a season ago made 72 appearances over 82 innings in relief. The 72 appearances and those innings led the relievers for Milwaukee. His opponents hit only .217 against him. Pitched for Mexico in the World Baseball Classic. He's pitched with the Chicago White Sox. Pitched a year in Japan. He's been with the Rockies, the Mets, the Braves, and now the Milwaukee Brewers. There's Colton Wong, an RBI triple back in the 2nd, grounded out to 3rd in the 4th, grounded to 1st in the 6th. First pitch is fouled back. Zach Davies went 5 1/3, the starter for Milwaukee. Then we saw Drake, Morenias, and now Torres.
Torres pitched yesterday, giving up a run in 1 inning. Got roughed up in Cincinnati over the weekend, took a loss.
Ouch. Nothing into the count.
It's about 51 degrees outside. You tip one off your leg, it's going to bite you.
One ball, 2 strikes on Colton Wong. 7-5 our score. Coming into play, the Cardinals had 6 straight games in which all they scored was 3 runs off the end of the bat. Santana, but tonight they put up 5, and that's the 2nd out. And the pinch hitter will be Greg Garcia. So left on the bench for the Cardinals. It is a short bench with the disabled list at 10 days for Johnny Peralta. You have Adams, who's already been used, struck out. Now Garcia, Eric Fryer, the backup catcher, and Jose Martinez.
Save Martinez to where you have a chance to tie it or win it. Fryer, your last resort, your backup catcher.
Ball one. .339 his career mark as a pinch hitter.
Kolovich is warming up in the bullpen for the Cards.
And it's 2 balls and no strikes on Greg Garcia. Good cut, 2-1.
One of the better pinch hitters in the league last year.
The 2-1 pitch. 2-2.
Seems so often he'll get that count full and find some way to get on base, but overmatched by the fastball.
The 2-2 pitch. Out to center, and the tying run again comes to the plate. Garcia finds a way. Just such a compact swing with Greg Garcia.
It really is, and you know, he's just well schooled. Got to play the game the right way. Now Rosenthal has begun throwing in the bullpen along with Sokolovich. So if they were to tie it up, you would think Rosie would come in.
Fowler with a pair of home runs yesterday. 0 for 4 tonight with a pair of strikeouts. 2 outs, runner at first. And a ball well outside. Diaz is on deck. So before this game is through, you still have to go through 2, 3, and 4 in this lineup.
Once again, a 2-run lead in this ballpark is nothing.
One and one the count. Fowler grounded into the shift back in the first. Came up with 1 out. Runner at third. In the second, struck out. In the fifth, he grounded to second and struck out swinging in the 7th. Finds himself in the hole here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Both those home runs hit from this side of the plate. The 1-2. With 2 strikes, we're seeing more teams shift with Fowler. If they get 2 strikes on them, they will shift, and that's what the Brewers have done here. All kinds of room on that left side. Two balls, 2 strikes. Just got a piece.
Yep. Get in on him with fastballs or hard stuff in.
The 2-2. Full count. Nice play by Bandy to make sure that didn't get back to the backstop. And so with this pitch, Garcia is running.
You see right there, At the feet of a hitter is hard for a catcher. You could see where the shortstop or third baseman is playing. It'd be tough to get over to third on a base hit.
They shift on the infield, playing opposite way in the outfield. Three-two pitch to Fowler. We'll do it again. Love to see Diaz come up with a chance to do some damage. He's already ripped one off the wall and singled. 2 hits tonight. He's on deck.
They've just been working him in. For the most part, just pounding fastballs.
3-2 pitch again. Fowler strikes out. Cardinals strand a runner, their 8th of the night. Telecast is presented by the authority of the St. Louis Cardinals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals. A reminder that Cardinals baseball on Fox Sports Midwest is brought to you by Bud Light, famous among friends, and by Ford, the official cars and trucks of the St. Louis Cardinals. Jesus Aguilar is the pinch hitter now for Milwaukee. Aguilar, then Neuenhuis and Bandy against Miguel Sokolovic. 7-5 here in the 8th, and a changeup drops in for a strike.
Aguilar led the International League. 30 home runs, 92 RBIs a year ago. Claimed off of waivers from Cleveland. Made some pretty good wire picks, haven't they?
Yes, they have. It also tells you, though, it's a team that probably the year before was struggling, looking for a jump, a spark, help, maybe players that aren't making a lot of money.
Yeah, and it allows them to, stockpile the guys down below and give them the playing time instead of rushing them up to the big leagues.
They have 8 hits tonight, 3 of which have been home runs. Brewers have homered now in 12 straight games. They lead baseball in home runs, extra base hits, total bases. And with the 3 home runs that they've hit tonight, they're now up to 32 on the year. Here's a 1-2 pitch. Fouled back. Looking ahead to the 9th inning, the Cardinals will have Diaz, Carpenter, and Piscotty, and we'll see which direction the Brewers want to go in and trying to close this thing out.
Pitcher and batter, both from Venezuela.
1-2. Pulled foul. Cardinals send Adam Wainwright to the mound tomorrow. He's 0-3 with a 7.24 ERA. Willie Peralta off to a good start, 3-0. ERA below 3, and will come your way at 6:30 tomorrow night.
Peralta's always had trouble with the Cardinals, so we'll see how his luck fares. And who would think it? You know, if the Cardinals don't come back, who would think that Wainwright and Martinez would both be 0-3 to start the season? A good pitch there. Must be another one of those low pitches not called a strike.
Martinez was fabulous in the opener against the Cubs, but took a no decision in that game. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Outfield is straight away. And he struck him out with a good changeup. You know, hitters know it's coming, and they still can't make that adjustment. That's how good this pitch and arm angle and how it jumps at the hitter.
He jumps at the hitter too, and very deceptive because he has the same delivery on his fastball and on the changeup. And good to see him come back right out. His last outing was the worst of his career. I mean, he bounced up and down the last couple of years and had an opponent's batting average under 200. Now it's just barely over 200 with a rough outing.
Here's Neuenhuis. Carlos Martinez, 5 innings tonight. Right now he's on the hook. 5 runs on 7 hits. Gave up 2 home runs. Segrist gave up a 2-run shot. Broxton came in, scoreless 7. And now Miguel here in the 8th. Check swing. Did not go. 2-0 the count.
Kyle Lyons, who's added to the active roster today, as Peralta was put on the disabled list with an upper respiratory infection. He's out of options. So is Sokolovic.
I would have to think if he was available, there's plenty of teams that would take a hard look at Miguel. Fly ball into center. Fowler watches it. Hit off the top of the wall.
I think you're right, Dan, but I know Lyons being left-handed would never survive.
No question.
He would be picked up, but so would Miguel.
Neuenhuis may ask for this baseball. That snaps a 0 for 17.
Right off the end of the bat, and look at how far it carries.
That's just his 2nd hit of the year. He was 1 for 24 before that at bat. And it brings in Jet Bandy. Fielder's choice in the 1st, struck out swinging in the 4th, and a 2-run homer to left in the 6th.
went for 3, but his one hit, big home run, 2-run shot back in the 6th. It's the difference in this ball game right now.
One, two. One and two the count with 1 out and a runner at second base. As the Brewers try to add to this 2-run lead. Diaz makes the play in the stretch by Carpenter. Runner stays put at second base. That's new and ice. And with that, there's 2 outs. Wainwright and Peralta tomorrow. Special group from St. Louis. Mike and Melissa Youngblood are here. And the group leader, Justin, has brought them from St. Louis here to the ballpark. A lot of Cardinal fans here. 2 outs and a runner at second. Arcia will be the hitter. Popped out his first time up.
He's their everyday shortstop, but getting rest today.
And we'd have to assume he's back in the lineup tomorrow. Here's a 1-0 pitch. Two outs and runner at second base. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's a 1-1. Hit out of play. Also, the Passmores are here. I want to say hi to family and friends.
I wonder what kind of job he has. He travels all over the country following the Cardinals. Not a reunion, though, right?
The reunion is going to be held in St. Louis this year.
Oh, this year.
They had over 100 family and friends for the Passmore family reunion last year. Two and two. New and ice, a runner at second. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the next by Miguel. Jammed him, popped up on the infield. Jerko is there, makes the catch. It'll be Diaz, Carpenter, and Piscotty coming up. Matt Carpenter tonight already with 2 hits. One of those a solo shot. Cardinals need some offense late, down by 2. Top of the ninth, it's 7-5. Neftali Feliz, 33 pitches yesterday. So it is Barnes who will try to close it out against St. Louis. Jacob Barnes is a hard thrower. Chevy called to the bullpen. He has hit triple digits already this year. And the first pitch is fouled back by Aledmys Diaz.
He's not allowed to run this year. One of the hard throwers that they project down the line. He or Knebel will be the closer.
Played at Florida Gulf Coast University, drafted in the 14th round back in 2011. And it's backhanded, race to the bag, and Diaz is out. They were playing him up the middle, and a very good play by VR. He was not known for his glove or his defense, and he made a nice play.
Looked like he might have hurt his knee or something. Ball got by the mound. You thought it was going to be a base hit right through the legs. But the second baseman, as you said, playing close to the bag, got it behind on the grass, throws out Aledmys Diaz.
Here's Carpenter, Piscotty on deck. 7-5 our score. Cardinals have out hit the Brewers 11-9. The pitch at 95. And taken for ball one. For Carpenter, he struck out in the first. Base hit to right in the third. Solo home run in the fifth. Struck out in the seventh. 2 balls and no strikes. The trade of Tyler Thornburg to Boston opening up this spot late in games. 2-1.
I think we've seen that maybe the low pitch is not being called, but they are calling a higher strike.
Barnes was kind of toiling in the minor leagues as a starter and then moved to reliever back in 2015, and that's when his career took off.
His debut last season with Milwaukee.
And remember, they also had traded Jeremy Jeffress, a hard-throwing right-hander, so opens up this spot. 3-2.
Right on the black.
Shift on with 2 strikes for Carpenter. Struck him out.
Man knows that strike zone so well. 3 strikeouts tonight go along with his home run and another base hit. Right there in the black again. A little bit borderline.
Up to Piscotty to extend the ball game. 2 outs here in the top of the ninth. 7-5 our score. Ball 1. Trying to extend the ball game to Yadier Molina on deck. 2-0.
Barnes did something smart there. It was after that pitch falling behind. Took a little time.
2-0 pitch. 3-0. Take 1, maybe 2.
And 1 major league save last year. Trying to get that 27th out. They get a little overexcited.
High strike on Piscotty. The Cardinals bench screaming at Ted Barrett, the crew chief. Piscotty has struck out twice, singled and walked. And that is ball 4. So the tying run comes to the plate. The guy that you'd love to see hit one more time is at the on-deck circle. That's Jed Jerko.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So
So Piscotty on base for the third time. The boos for Molina, who has singled and scored back in the second, fly to center, lined out to right, and grounded into a fielder's choice. You know, Molina loves to swing at the first pitch, but he's just walked a man. Piscotty will take second base. That's fielder's indifference.
They're
change up the signs.
Possibly. More than likely.
Oh, 1 pitch. 0-2, and the Cardinals down to their final strike.
A lot of things have happened in this 7-5 ball game, but here you are potentially with the last batter you're facing and still got a chance to pull it out.
Oh, 2 pitch. Spoiled by Molina.
Molina can be so tough. Can really battle you.
Just doesn't strike out very often.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. He shortens up a little bit.
Crowd on their feet here at Miller Park. Time call. Molina serves it, puts it in play, and the ball game comes to a close. Brewers hold on for a 7-5 win and take game 1 of the 4-game series.
You know, Dan, when the Cardinals score 5 runs, you usually think they're going to win the ball game, but they couldn't keep the ball in the ballpark, allowing 3 home runs tonight. And we said it coming in. This is a dangerous club, the Brewers, with their home run power.
They hit 3 of them tonight, highlighted by Travis Shaw's 3-run shot early on. He went 2 for 4, and he's our Budweiser player of the game. Reminder, all the post-game highlights, stats, news, and more. Clubhouse reaction coming up.